Arsenal can integrate to transfer targets early after World Cup heartbreak. To Arsenal, transfer targets could make a summer switch early after World Cup exits. The World Cup has reached the knockout phases, with the expanded tournament entering the last 32 matches. Canada have just progressed, eliminating South Africa, while clubs such as Arsenal continue to watch on with great interest. All 15 of the players that Arsenal have at the tournament have made it through. Some came very close to not making it, including Piero Hincapié in Ecuador, who relied on a wildly unlikely and dramatic win over Germany to progress. South Africa became the 16th team to be eliminated from the competition. Iran, South Korea, Scotland and Uruguay went out as the four worst third-place teams, while Czechia, Qatar, Haiti, Turkey, Curacao, Tunisia, New Zealand, Saudi Arabia, Iraq, Jordan, Uzbekistan and Panama all finished bottom of their respective groups. Arsenal will now see all their World Cup participating players delayed in returning to the club until at least late July, instead of the middle of the month, when non-participants are expected back. However, potential transfer targets from nations that have now been eliminated will return sooner, and could therefore become part of the club's pre-season plans. Players, under Premier League rules, are entitled to a minimum of 3 weeks off before returning to action. Turkey's Kenan Yildiz is one player who has been linked to the Gunners. The left winger didn't have the best tournament, but neither, realistically, did any of his Turkish teammates. Uruguay's Maxi Araujo is a player who has impressed Arsenal, Football.London understands, along with many of Europe's elite clubs. The left wing-back could be an option for Mikel Arteta after Nathaniel Brown, another left-back option, has reportedly agreed terms with Bayern Munich. Both players will now have a break before returning to Juventus and Sporting CP, respectively, but a transfer move for either player could happen if allowed. And if it were by Arsenal, both could be available for the Gunners' first pre-season game August 1st in Girona. The Miami crowd erupted when Maxi Araujo and Uruguay a 1-1 draw against Saudi Arabia in their FIFA World Cup opener. Uruguay had huffed and puffed, and they finally blew the Saudi house down when Araujo finished on the half volley to beat Mohamed Oloue, who could only parry a header into the path of the in-demand attacker with 10 minutes of regulation remaining on Tuesday AEST. That was Araujo's final contribution. He was immediately substituted, as Uruguay was somehow denied maximum points by a desperate Saudi side, who had hit the front through Abdullah Al-Amri in Group H. The 26-year-old has emerged as one of the most vital and versatile attackers for Uruguay under the legendary Marcelo Bielsa, playing a key role in the country's run to third place at the 2024 Copa America. Araujo has been directly involved in more goals than any other Uruguay player across their last two major tournaments, Copa America and the World Cup, recording for goal involvements 3 goals and 1 assist. Against Saudi Arabia, he also set the record for chances created from set pieces by an Uruguayan in the tournament since 1966-5, per Opta analyst. I like wingers who overlap and play from one corner of the opponent's penalty box all the way back to their own, capable of sending in many crosses, Bielsa said previously. Maxi possesses all of these specific traits. Although he doesn't always manage to pull it off, he's fully capable of doing it. There are not many players out there with those resources. Araujo is also attracting interest from across Europe. The versatile Sporting CP man, who can play as a traditional winger or wing-back. His performances in Portugal and with the national team have now started to catch eye of some of the world's biggest teams. According to Courtside, Premier League champions Arsenal and Giants Manchester United have inquired about the $132 million odd-rated player. Chelsea have also been linked, along with La Liga's Atletico Madrid. Araujo has a $132 million release clause at Sporting, where he has been based since 2024. In 2025-26, Araujo scored 7 goals and supplied 6 assists in 47 appearances across all competitions for the Portuguese powerhouse. During his time with Sporting, he has won the Primeira Liga and Taça de Portugal. Next up for Uruguay, their clash with Cape Verde on June 22nd, while Saudi Arabia will meet reigning European champion Spain on the same day. The Saudis, who shocked eventual winners Argentina in their opener at the last installment in Qatar, went ahead through Abdullah Al-Amri in the first half on Tuesday AEST, but came under sustained pressure late on and failed to hold out against the two-time winners. Federico Vinas saw his header saved by Mohamed Oloa over 30 minutes, but that was the highlight of a tepid first-half display from Uruguay. The South Americans had already had one warning from a set-piece in the 38th minute when Al-Amri connected with a corner and forced Fernando Muslera into a fine save. 3 minutes later, centre-back Al-Amri opened the scoring. He reacted quickest to turn in the rebound after Muslera had kept out Mohamed Cano's header. Venus forced another save out of Oloa before the break, and Uruguay dominated possession after the interval, with Manuel Ugarte hitting the post with a low effort from distance after an hour. The pressure finally told with 10 minutes remaining as Araujo steered home an equaliser from close range after Venus' header had been saved by Oloa. Substitute Brian Rodriguez curled an effort wide from the edge of the box as Uruguay sought a winner, and Oloa made excellent saves from Nicolas de la Cruz and Federico Valverde in added time.